We have Mrs. Weston and Mr. Knightley talking about Emma. Mrs. Weston, remember, used to be Emma's governess, and she got married and moved out and happily married. Mr. Knightley is a friend of Emma's father, and the two of them are talking about the friendship between Emma and Harriet Smith. And Mr. Knightley is like, this is a terrible, terrible idea. And Mrs. Weston thinks it's a great idea. She thinks it's a great idea because it makes Emma happy, and that Emma will definitely help out Harriet. That Emma will improve Harriet and help her get better, more adept at society, get her better connections, get her better trained, better read, better spoken. All of these different things will help her improve her station in life, which is something that Mrs. Weston understands because she was a governess and then she married up. So she's hoping that Emma's training will help Harriet the way it helped her. And she's also glad that Emma's distracted because Emma kind of needs a project, and there's the saying, idle hands are the devil's work tools. So that if Emma doesn't work on Harriet, she's just probably going to end up doing mischief. Mr. Weston, on the other hand, or sorry, Mr. Knightley, on the other hand, is like, this is not going to end well. He has concerns that Emma will only improve Harriet enough to make her unsuitable for the lower class, but not enough to make her suitable for the higher class. And this whole thing is later explored in Oscar Wilde's My Fair Lady, where you have Professor Henry Higgins takes this girl off the street, Eliza Doolittle, and trains her to be a perfect lady, teaches her proper English, proper speaking, proper etiquette, passes her off as a queen, as an empress, but at the same time doesn't have a way of setting her up, or doesn't set her up to be a member of society. And at the end of the original play, Pygmalion, Eliza Doolittle is caught between both worlds and doesn't really have anywhere to go. When it was made into the musical My Fair Lady, Hollywood put on a happy ending and she marries Professor Higgins. So with Emma training up Harriet Smith, her finding a Henry Higgins to marry is not going to happen. Or her being the Henry Higgins is not going to happen. So Mr. Knightley fears that all that Emma's going to do is strand Harriet between two worlds. Not quite fish, not quite land animal, and just kind of stuck in the middle. And he's also afraid that this isn't going to be enough for Emma. There's a great proverb in the Bible, and it's steel sharpens steel. And the idea is that you only become the best you when you struggle against your equal. When you struggle against something that is as hard as you are, that's as clever. So, if you're playing, if a grandmaster is playing chess against me, they aren't going to get any better. If a grandmaster plays against another grandmaster, they'll get better. If I play against, I don't know, if I play against a random, if I play against a 5-year-old, I'm not going to get better. I play against someone with comparable talent, and then maybe I'll get better. And that's the whole idea that Mr. Knightley has. He's like, no, this is nothing to Emma. And he kind of points out to Mrs. Weston, it's like, look at what Emma did to you. You were supposed to be her governess, but she ran you, and she ran the house, and she ran everybody, even though she was the youngest. Smarter than her sister, who was 9 years older. Smarter than you. So much smarter than her dad. The only one who could keep up with her almost was the mother, and the mother passed young. So, Mr. Knightley is like, this is not a good match for Emma. And Mrs. Weston is kind of thinking that maybe she could get Mr. Knightley to marry Emma, and that might fix fix all of Emma's problems. But he's like, well, what do you think about the weather? Which is a nice way of saying, yeah, that's not going to happen. So here we have discussions about Emma.